Hello, everybody. We are live. I'm so excited to be gaming. It's been, I think we did game last week. We did. Yeah. Um, I'm happy to be here. I haven't played Project Zomboid at all this week, just even on my own time. Um, I've been on like this War of Mine kick. So again, kind of rusty. Hopefully I don't get Galadriel killed. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. My main plan, let me just get in here. My main plan is to set up a garden because last time that we were playing, the power went out. It's fine because when I was playing as Elrond, we got a Galadriel. Well, we did get a Galadriel because Elrond died. We got a generator, is what I was trying to say. Hello! We got a generator up and running at both the hotel and the gas station. So I do technically have power at the hotel. So I'm not worried about stuff necessarily going bad in the fridge. It's just that it's going to be going bad everywhere else, which means that our options for looting are about to get a lot smaller. We did manage to get to the video store last time as well, and we got a bunch of VHSs. So those will help us with catching up on those skills that Galadriel just doesn't have because she's a new character. So we're a bit behind with her. But yeah, I would really like to get some kind of garden going. I have to wait for it to rain though, because we don't have a water source nearby. So there's no way for me to water the plants, and if you don't water them right away when you plant them, they die immediately. So, but I think we should, yeah, we can remove all of the grass and bushes out of this little area and plant some things here to get started. And eventually I'd like to maybe move some gardening up to the roof, but we need to get a sack for that for like moving dirt back and forth. So, yeah, let me feed her. She needs food. And so we'll kind of keep running around and looting things. I really do want to get a radio with that emergency broadcast frequency. That's something that we still have not been able to find. So, yeah. Oh, the broccoli went bad. Oh, man. To check. Every time I move things to my inventory, I have to check because I've had food go bad before, like even just in the second it takes to move it from one container to the other. So we're going to cook this chicken. We'll take that for a road snack. I'm not going to get rid necessarily of the rotten stuff because eventually we can build a compost bin and compost it, and that will be really useful for our plants. But also let's cook this pork chop too. The problem with eating the stale food is that it's going to make us sad, so we're going to have to supplement with like gummy bears and stuff. But yeah, I hope that y'all are having a good week. I'm having a good week. It's my birthday. Not today, but tomorrow. Ugh. So that's gonna be exciting. We're going to the arcade this weekend for my birthday. We have a really cool arcade bar that's relatively close, so that's what I wanted to do. It was at a karaoke, but like I get with my time blindness and I'm having a great time at karaoke, it's really easy to go over budget on that. So we're like, yeah, let's just go to the arcade this year. So we're gonna go to the arcade and bring a bunch of friends and just have a great time, have like one drink. Because with my meds, I can't really have more than one, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun anything that we do, any which way we do it. Excuse to hang out with some buddies. So yeah, and honest to God, so much of this week has just been because I now have health insurance. So much of this week has just been contacting various doctors and specialists and being like, hi, help and just establishing care, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but gotta be done. So, arcade bar sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been there like exactly twice. They have absolutely everything. Like they've got all the old stuff. They've got Rambo, they've got Tetris, they've got like Need for Speed, Mortal Kombat. They also have like DDR too, which I didn't play the last time that we were there, but I probably will play this time. When my friends were playing it, it's like the buttons were really hard to push. And I was tired that day, and I was like, I'm not gonna spend my afternoon stomping on buttons. But feeling a little bit sad because of all the stale food we just ate. That's fine. But yeah, we're gonna keep walking around and looking for emergency broadcast frequency, or just waiting for it to rain. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get ready for it to rain. So I'm gonna pull out all of these plants here, which I should be able to do with my bare hands. I don't think that you need a trowel to do that safely. I think you can just do that on its own. So we'll remove all these plants, and then we can get the trowel out and dig furrows. And then that way, when it does rain, we'll be ready. The problem is that it's August, and every time in this game, August is just like the driest month. So we'll see. Hopefully it does rain, and we can get some plants down. Because we don't have that many more months until it's winter. And things can take a long time to grow if you're not watering them. Can I not remove that plant? Oh, I can't take that one out. That's okay. This is plenty of space, honestly. Especially if we get, like, potatoes down or something. Gardening, for me, the first year of gameplay, if I make it that far, is really more about just not eating through my canned stores before winter hits. Because those go really fast, honestly. And it can be kind of like a losing treadmill to try to get enough canned foods both for winter and also to feed yourself. So, okay, it looks like I can't take out all of these plants for some reason. So we'll just take out the ones that we can, that the game will let us do. Either way, that's plenty of space to be doing some gardening. But I do think it's very appropriate that we are actually getting into the farming and gardening portion of this game with Galadriel. I was thinking about that today, that was weirdly fortuitous. Alright. Let's go get our trowel, and we'll dig some furrows. And then that'll put us in a good position if it does rain. Yeah, I think... Oh, we have carrots. Carrots are good for trapping rabbits, but they're not really great calories. I don't know if we... And we have a lot of tomatoes. The same thing with tomatoes. Like, they're good for trapping rabbits, but they're not really good as a food source. Carrots, obviously, the best for trapping rabbits. Tomatoes are decent, though. I think you can trap, like, rats with tomatoes, too. But in any case, we're going to equip that trowel and go dig us some furrows. I think our best situation regarding food is going to be taking trips up to the lake. That's what cardinal direction is that? East? Northeast of here? There's a little lake nearby that we can take the car up to and go for fishing trips every once in a while. Fish are great calories. We can chuck them in the freezer. And trapping. I think that's where most of our calories are going to come from in this situation. Trying to plan ahead. Always trying to plan ahead with this game. But yeah, I will say as the frenzy of like early gameplay has kind of died down, we're kind of getting into mid-game gameplay now, even though Galadriel's a new character. I was thinking I might start varying streams and like doing Zomboid maybe every other week and picking up like another game to show you guys. Might be kind of fun. I just have so many games I enjoy playing. And I have games too that I haven't touched yet in my library, and I was thinking those would be fun to do on stream. Like I have Little Witch in the Woods, which is just, it's pretty art and it looks like a very cozy game. What else do I have? A couple puzzly games. There, if you guys wanted to see any Assassin's Creed and watching me bumble my way through Assassin's Creed, I have quite a few in my library that I have not touched. I do love it as a franchise. They're so big that sometimes it like takes me a bit to find the time to dedicate to sit down and actually play it through a game. So, yeah, you know. My favorite Assassin's Creed is a toss-up, I think, between Origins and Syndicate. Syndicate, I think, purely for the gameplay of Jacob and Evie. I was obsessed with it when it came out, and it was like, oh my god, there's a female assassin. It was so much fun to play. Which made Origin, in a way, a little bit disappointing, because you don't get, and I'm forgetting her name, because that tells you how much gameplay there is with her, Bayek's wife. I was really expecting to be able to swap between the two of them, and that didn't happen, and that really felt like a missed opportunity for those games. Because she's active, and she's going on her own assassination quests. They're both Medjay, so I don't know why they decided to only give you Bayek. But, not that I don't love my boy Bayek, but minor complaint with that game. Okay. All of our furrows. Oh no, we have a couple more we can dig. I really don't even think I'm going to plant this many plants. Like, this is a good amount of furrows. I'm not even worried that we couldn't pull up all of the other bushes. Oops. Let me not walk straight through. All right. So let's put our trowel away. And we also got a lot of worms out of that, which obviously not great food, but excellent for trapping birds and fishing. So we'll put all of that away. And where I've got the trowel equipped. Put that away. Good old inventory management. I think I'm gonna put the machete away for now. That's more of like an emergency weapon for if we're going somewhere specific I want to clear out. Because again, the condition drops so quickly with machete that I kind of don't want to waste it, because we only have one. Great damage, really, really shitty durability. So, crowbar, mid damage, but it hardly ever breaks. Okay, let's look at our map. I know that we have, oh yeah, we labeled the video store because I had so much trouble trying to find it last time. So we're here. I know I've been pretty much all of these houses. So I guess why don't we go this direction? Because we've like walked that direction to get other places, but we haven't really looted that direction much. So we can keep an eye out. I was really disappointed. We came across an ambulance the other session we did, and it didn't have the emergency broadcast system, which I've never had that happen. That was wild. So they almost always, like, at least every time that I've played, I've had the ambulances have the emergency broadcast system in them. So I'm gonna be real with you. My understanding of Assassin's Creed is limited to they made a pirate one and a Viking one. It is an intimidating franchise, I'll give you that. I got into them because when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of gaming systems ourselves because we weren't really allowed to have them because my parents were like, it's gonna rot your brain. So in the summer, we had a family friend who would go on vacations, and then while he was on vacations away from his house, he would let us borrow his GameCube and his Xbox, And so we would spend the whole summer playing video games. Like Smash Bros. And like my first Zelda game was Wind Waker on the GameCube. And Halo, obviously. Star Fox. I miss Star Fox, honest to God. I don't know what the hell the plot of Star Fox was, but we just dicked around on it. Same thing with Halo. But yeah, my first Assassin's Creed game was Brotherhood. There was just one summer where I spent the entire summer, like every day I'd wake up and I'd get on, I think it was the Xbox, and I would play Brotherhood. And that was how I got into it, and I really loved it. And then after that, I didn't play it really anymore. I am trying to thin this area out a bit because there's just so many. And I have that problem every time I walk this way. I don't think I played any more of it until I got a PC. I actually can't remember if my first time playing Syndicate was on a console or if it was on PC. I want to say it was on PC and that I bought it for myself, but yeah, I know I went through Brotherhood first, and then I jumped to Syndicate, I believe, which is the one that's set in Victorian London. Brotherhood is one of the early ones that's set in, like, Renaissance Italy. Oh my god, how was she already so tired? Okay. We're gonna have to find somewhere to take a nap. What the heck? How are you tired, babes? Girly pop. It is noon. I mean, she's me for real, but we'll find somewhere we can, like, sit down and take a quick nap. This house looks like it might be a good candidate because I see that window has curtains, so we'll try to sneak in there. Yeah, so I don't remember if I played Syndicate first on console or PC, but, let's scoot in here and see if there's a place we can... Oh, I must have dropped in here before to take a nap. So, let's set an alarm so that we don't sleep too long. Let's go for an hour, roughly. Let her... Come on, sleep. There we go. Which must sound very weird coming from someone who's chest deep in Tolkien lore, but I mean, it doesn't, honestly. Because, I mean, every intimidating franchise is different, and I don't know, you have to really know that you're going to enjoy the amount of time that you're going to spend. Like, I think we all, as people, have a limited capacity for, we all have limited time. So there's, what am I trying to say? I'm rambling. But, like, we all have limited time, so we have to choose how we're going to spend that time. And sometimes if you don't know that you're going to enjoy something or it looks really hard, it's completely understandable to put it off. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I was like that with the Silmarillion for a long time, where I was like, I don't know that I can get into this. And it really wasn't until... Ooh, empty bottle. It wasn't until... I read Ransom of the House of Fëanor by Arian Eridisar. That I went, I want to know what the heck this is about. I want to get into the Silmarillion. So it was a fanfic that got me into it. And kind of encouraged me to first start, like, looking stuff up. But I didn't really fully read the Silmarillion until I was already familiar with the characters and the character names via fanfic and fan art. I can't imagine somebody trying to get into the Silmarillion, like, and not having all of the distinguishing knowledge that, like, fanfic and fan art give you. Because the names are all so confusing. Thanks, Tolkien. Yeah, we'll take the revolver. I think Galadriel deserves a gun. I've read that. It's great. Yeah, it's genuinely what, like, I think my favorite fic of all time. I reread it like regularly. It's so good. Um, yeah, it's, oh, I aspire. Sometimes you read a fic and it just changes you as a person. And that was one of those fics for me. Oh yeah, she's a smoker. I don't think we've given her a cigarette today. Ooh, I am gonna see if I can get into one of these police cars. We'll take the Louisville map because they might have the frequency on them for the radio. So we'll try to surreptitiously get into one of these. Let's see here. Where's the radio? Right, device options. There we go. Yes. Okay. 89.8. Do I have a notebook on me? Oh, I never emptied out my inventory from when we went to the video store. Oh my god. It's a good thing VHS tapes are light. Oh my gosh. I don't have a piece of paper to write that down on. Okay, you guys are going to have to help me remember that it's 89.8 for the automated emergency broadcast system. I don't even know if we brought a radio home, actually. Honest to God. That might be worth, like, picking one up in one of these houses if there is one. Usually good to check. Also, that wardrobe looks very promising for like a gun or a good set of tools. And not that we really need more stuff, but mostly I just want to see if there's a radio. Okay, now we can get in. Okay, no radio in this house. We'll quickly check the containers for stuff. Oh, VHSs. Nice. Nothing that I really want to take right now. I am gonna grab that cooking pot because that can serve us as a water collector. And now we're getting overloaded. I'm gonna eat the cheese. Nothing in there. Nothing that we really want in there. Ooh. Rifle. Always good. Oh, military. What kind of boots do we have on right now? Sneakers. I'm going to take the military desert boots. Because that's like 100%. It does slow you down a titch, the military boots. But it's 100% bite protection. Okay. And should we mark this for a gun? Where am I? Here I am. Okay. I want to mark that there's a gun. And let's keep going. Also broadcast 89.8. Thank you so much. Oh, you got into the Sum with a college class? That's super cool. Was it just a general like literature college class or what was it? I'm really curious. Let's see if there's a radio in this house. Charcoal barbecue's also not a good thing to pay attention for. Because, as far as I know, you can use them indoors with no repercussions. I don't see a radio. Sometimes they're in bookshelves. Oh, cigarettes. Let's take those. We also should smoke one. Will this fit in my bag? Yeah, it will. That's part of why we're so overloaded. Oh, she's still sad. Okay. There we go. Now we're not overloaded anymore. Radio. Okay, now we know that we have one for sure. So we can head back home. Anything? Oh, we got some corn. We got some salami. We got an avocado. I'll take those. Is there any ice cream in the freezer? Ooh. I'm gonna take the ham. And we'll hope the salmon will last the trip home. Because the fish is always going to be excellent calories. So, and let's fill up this empty bottle. The water isn't out yet, but I'm trying to prepare. And we'll eat the salami. It was a Tolkien class. That's so cool. I think the coolest class that I ever took was a literature. I wish I would have taken the literature of science fiction, but it was a mythology course being taught by Ursula K. Le Guin's daughter at the school that I was going to, and it was so good. Got me into so many. I was already very into like Greek mythology and stuff, and I was well versed in that. But that's what really got me into like Native American mythology, indigenous mythologies. Holy cow, that was loud. And like Gilgamesh and Nana, etc. That's what really got me into those. I don't think I would have been able to get into those if I had not taken that class. I wish I would have taken her. She was also teaching literature of science fiction. I wish I would have taken it. I just didn't have time. All right. Heading home with our radio. Oh my gosh. I just registered it's raining. Oh my god. We're going to have to try to get back there and plant these crops before it stops. But I don't want to risk rushing, because if I run, I'm going to waste energy, and even if I walk, I could attract attention that I don't really want. It will rain again, so we're just going to hope that it stays raining long enough for us to get back there and plant these seeds that we have. So, all right. But out we go. And there's the hotel. Sweet. Okay. I'm not even gonna stop to put my shit away. Because I'm so worried that it's gonna stop raining before I can get these seeds in the ground. So we'll just go quickly grab them and start planting what we can plant before it stops raining. Carrots. Where are they? Oh god, I'm panicking. There's the tomatoes. Carrots? Oh, potatoes. That's even more important. We'll just plant a whole heckin'... Well, no, I'm gonna grab the carrots too. I swear to god, if it stopped raining by the time we get out there. I have been waiting multiple streams for it to rain so that we can get stuff in the ground. Okay, let's go. Yes. And the only thing that sucks about this is that it's not walled off and it's not on a roof. So if any zombies were to wander in here and walk on the crops, they will trample them. But it's unlikely. We've cleared the area out pretty well, and us walking on it won't affect anything. So, okay, we can do one more potato. And what we'll do with these is we will let them go to seed, because we will still get food out of them even if they've gone to seed. And then we'll get seeds back, and we can kind of perpetually have potatoes and carrots, etc. The carrots are mostly for the rabbits that I will be trying to trap. Oh, we're out. Really? There weren't that many seeds in that packet. Okay, let's go grab the tomatoes then, and we'll plant some of those. Whoops. I was trying to find out more about the film, ended up on Tumblr, found some kidnapped dad stuff, and then immediately fell into the rabbit hole. Yeah! Oh my gosh, the kidnapped dads. That was the second thing that really got me reading more, because obviously I'm an Elrond stan, and anything about Elrond, I'm gonna look that up. And it was really Jazz the Bard, their fix, that got me. I started with Ransom of a House of Feanor, and then Jazz the Bard's Kidnap fanfics. That was what solidified a lot of characters for me. Kind of mostly Mithros and Maglor, but a little bit of Fingon. Especially their what's it called? I'm trying to remember. They have a fic in which Elrond and Elros get transported back to the First Age and interact with like all the Fëanorians and get into a bunch of trouble. It's very, very good. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called right now, but okay, we can do one more of these. I don't know why it like perpetually always, that's one of my pet peeves in games, is when they don't give you the exact number that you need. And then I'm left with like odds and ends, or I need like, that's one of the things I hate about playing Green Hell and the Forest, is that you pick up things in even numbers, but the building plans are always in odd numbers. So you always need one more trip for like one more log, and it's the most annoying thing on the face of the planet. At least it is to me. It's part of why I don't like base building in those games. Okay, let's put some of this stuff away. I'm gonna put the cooking pot. Where were we putting those? I think we were putting them out here. Yeah. Right by the decomposing skeleton. Lovely. So, yeah, you see how that's collecting water now? I think it's actually stopping rain. It's not clean water, so we will have to boil it, but it's better than no water. So, I'm gonna go put the other one, or no, we'll use that one to cook. It's fine. Put the corn in the fridge, avocado, the salmon. We're gonna have to be careful not to let her get too sad eating all the stale food, but, and I'm gonna leave the radio in the kitchen, because we're gonna be in here all the time, so. Especially as we get into like mid to late game. And then what did we say? It was 89.8? Yeah, 89.8. So we have to turn this on and then add a preset. And then find 89.8. Emergency broadcast. There, and that will give us the weather on the hour and any other events that may be happening. Like if we had this when the helicopter event was still a thing, then it would have warned us that that was coming. So, okay, let's turn that off. It's not that late, but it's getting there. Ooh, I also want to take this bucket and put it out there, because that has an even higher, I believe, capacity for water. Where'd that go? Goodness, we really gotta like clean out my inventory. Oh god. Okay, hopefully those tomatoes did wind up getting watered. I'm kind of worried, but it's probably okay. So I believe that, yeah, that container's full. So let's go and dump. Oh, the constant inventory management in this game. Man, though, High King of Noldor, that is such a dangerous position to be in. My theory with Gil-galad is, my pet theory, is that no one wanted it. After Fingon. So, that's why he's the High King, because he was just a random kid that they wound up propping up as High King. Child King Gil-galad, my beloved. Explains a lot about my characterization of him, in some ways. Let's see, is there anything else I need to put away besides I don't think so, not besides the VHS tapes. The map, we'll put that. I like placing the maps. I think it looks nice. So we'll do that. Okay. Eventually I would like to take a drive up to Louisville. Just for fun. Let's go put the VHSs away. I don't actually know that we have a TV to watch these with. I don't know if our room does. We might have to pick one up from one of the houses nearby. I feel like they should, because it's a hotel, right? Okay, not in this one. We'll go across the way and see if that big main room has a TV. If it doesn't, then yeah, well, that will be our other chore that we need to do, is go pick up a TV. I'm so normal about Selgalad and Elrond. Selgalad. What is this pet theory? Is this explain this theory to me. Because I have an idea of what it might be, but I want to see. I'm probably wrong. So I'm curious. Okay, let's slap. These are empty, so we can slap our VHSs in them. Okay, so yeah, that'll be our thing tomorrow, is we need to go pick up a TV. We got the garden planted. So, oh my god, let me select more than one, please. So all we have to do now is wait for it to grow. Okay. So much random crap in here. Okay, I think I'm just gonna feed. Are we losing? We are losing weight. Okay, I was thinking about feeding her in the morning, but if we're losing weight, we gotta go bulk up on calories. So, ooh, visual glitch there. Feeling much better with the garden planted. So the next thing that we'll need to do is traps. But I don't really want to bother doing that until we've watched the Life and Living tapes, because there's just your trapping skill is just so low that you'll just not catch anything, and they'll just break. So it's not really worth bothering with yet. Let's make. Well, first we're gonna eat an entire ham. And then if she still needs food, we'll make something. I don't think we have any ice cream in the... Oh, we do. We can eat some ice cream. She ate an entire ham and we're still not... we're still losing weight actively. I really don't pretend to understand how, the calorie deficit works in this game. Okay, there we go. Now she's stable. So I'm not going to bother with the cooking pot. We will go put her to bed. Up we go. Celebrian is Gil-galad, one gender fluid person with two names. Gil-galad didn't die at the end of the Second Age. He just retired and moved to Rivendell. Human historians, less used to elvish gender stuff, thought Cel and Gil were separate people when they weren't. Ooh, I like this. I don't think that I've really seen a lot of Celebrian, and forgive the soft C, that's just how I pronounce it. I don't think I've seen a lot of Celebrian being Gil-galad. I've seen a lot of Finduilas being Gilgalad, or Findulas, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Um, which I'm a Findulas Gilgalad truther as well. I have multiple Gilgalad like crack theories that I really enjoy. I also enjoy Gilgalad being either Elrid or Elrond. Um, Elrond not knowing this, and perhaps even Gilgalad not knowing this himself. I do think that's very fun. Because it also means that the High King of Noldor is actually Sindarin, and I think that's very funny. But, alright, we gotta go get a TV. I believe I can just pick those up with my bare hands. Like, we don't need any equipment to detach them from anything, so we'll just walk into the nearest house and go get a TV. I'm debating if I want to take the car. Because I don't want to, like, I think we will take the car. Because I don't want to break my back to do it. So, we'll go get some food and then... Because I can't remember if it will be heavy enough that it'll cause physical damage if we try to pick up the TV. Let's see. Let's grab the bacon and cook the bacon. And that'll be our road snack. This involves Cell being significantly older in canon, but honestly, I think that's a small price to pay. Yeah, and I mean, like, who says that those ages are accurate? The ones that are listed. I think it's perfectly fudgeable. It's kind of like how I envision, like, speaking of fudgeable ages, I do envision the twins being relatively, like, teeny tots. Not, I shouldn't say teeny tots, but, like, at least children when Arwen is born. Like, I imagine them all growing up together, even though when you consider canonically how Paradel seemed to age, versus, like, the age that Elladan and Elrohir were when Arwen was born within canon, they would have been, like, adultier adults. I like to imagine they all grew up together, so I fudge ages a lot for my own purposes. Oh, we gotta let her smoke. Hang on. Before we head out to go look for a TV. Boom. Alright, let's go get that TV. There should be one in just about any old house that's that direction, so we'll just take the car, hop in. Because if we're sitting and driving while holding the TV, don't ask me how the mechanics of that work, then we don't have to worry about... She won't be gaining damage that way. So let's close that so I can actually see where I'm going. And up we go. Go get that. Honestly, I don't know why... Speaking of driving in cars in this game, I don't actually know why I didn't take the car to the video store as Elrond. I think I was probably trying to avoid attention. But who knows, maybe we wouldn't have died if we had taken the car. You live and you learn with this game. It's just the nature of it. Okay. I do like those little darts because they're so quiet that you don't really attract a lot of attention with them. I'm sure there's gotta be a TV in this house, no? Oh, really? Have we just managed to walk into the one house that does not have one? Alright. Alright, let's, next door then. Can't believe I managed that. Of course. Okay, we got a couple. Not bad. I'm just making sure this way that we don't have too many coming up following the car. Whenever, because I like to walk backward for the combat, and I just want to make sure that I'm not walking backward into a fight. I've done that more than once. More than really I care to count. So. Alright, buddy, come here. Alright. Let's hop into this next house and see if there's a TV. There should be. But, I mean, I said that about the last house and there wasn't, so... Ah, yes, TV. Okay. So now we just have to get inside. Oh, okay. Hi. Honestly, don't know how I didn't set those guys off, but let's try through the back door. Nope. All right, if we have to break a window, I will. I'm not too worried about it. But perfect. In we go. Oh, I will always take the lard. Always and forever. Lard, my beloved in this game. Lard is the late game ice cream with regards to gaining weight. Lard and butter. Okay, we're gonna leave the canned vegetable soup. That's like 0 calories. Alright, let's take the TV. So we'll grab it. Yes, pick up the Value Tech TV. That should be in our inventory now. Oh, it can go in our bag. Sweet. Okay. It does fit. And now we're not even overloaded. Excellent. I just wasn't sure how much weight it would add. Because it... Oh, man. Really, guys? Okay, fine. We'll do this. I hate when they swarm around your car like that. It's stressful. Alright. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. I really love not to get Galadriel bit on episode 2. Okay, and they're moving kind of away from the car. I still want to take him out, though, because if the car fails to start on the first try, that's like a death sentence. So. Well, maybe we can get it. We'll risk it. There it goes. Okay, sweet. And we'll just turn around and nudge past him and head home with the TV. Music is gonna pick up, but not really. Not that big of a deal. We're out of here. Get rid of that so I can see where I'm going. And we're home. We are home. So let's go put the TV away. Yeah, I think that's a good room to, like, stay in. I keep saying, like, maybe off camera I'll, do some inventory management, because it's really become a nightmare. It always does, but usually in Project Zomboid I'm a little bit more careful with it. It's just that, when I'm streaming, I don't like to waste a lot of time kind of micromanaging my containers, because I know that's really boring to watch, so... Alright, we got our TV, which means we can watch our VHSs. So. Yeah, I'm not so worried about, like, now that the power's out anyway. Oh, speaking of the power being out, let's go check on the generator. I think it was getting low when we checked last. For power. Oh, it's off. No, it's not. Never mind. Okay, good. Whew. 34% fuel. So we should fill it up soon. But let's watch some VHSs. Let's get some skills. I'm mostly worried about the exposure survival and the carpentry right now. So let's pop a woodcraft. Oh, wait. Okay, we can't have the TV here. All right. It's too far away from the generator, so we'll probably have to go put it in the kitchen. It's a bit annoying, but we'll live. I was really hoping to have it like on the upper level because it does create noise, which can attract zombies. So like the more like centrally and up I can locate the TV, the better. But fine, we'll go pop it down in the kitchen. Why not? We'll put it like over on this shelf. That's probably just fine. Which reminds me, I actually like, whoops, no, don't put it there. I actually haven't checked if that's even running. It is, they're on. Okay. So it is running the fridges, like they're not too far away for the radius of the generator. So let's pop the Woodcraft DVD, or sorry, VHS in, run decade. And let's make sure that, oh my gosh, that's so loud. All right. Now play the Woodcraft, please. Can we turn that music? There we go. All right, we'll let her watch Woodcraft. And that should be raising her, yeah, that's raising her carpentry skill. There we go, we just leveled up in carpentry, watching Woodcraft. That's why I love these DVDs. My other correct theory, which has surprisingly heartfelt and tragic ramifications, Fingalad. Finn is in Finarfin. Also requires some timeline fudging, but the idea of Finarfin eventually leaving Valinor and becoming the longest ruling High King in Middle-earth is very... Yeah. Ooh. Very something. That's interesting. That's another one that I don't think I've heard. I would love to hear more about that. That is very tasty. It does feel a bit like him coming to clean up after his brother's messes, honestly. But, oh, I like that also for, like, Galadriel purposes. I think that's fun. Okay, so you have that first woodcraft done. Where's our... Are we still at level 1 for carpentry? Oh, we're halfway to level 2. Sweet. We just need level 4 to, get to the place where we're able to build, like, water collectors and stuff. So let's go get some more tapes, and we'll just watch him. It's better to stay inside when it's raining anyway, so. I'm not even mad that we're watching VHS tapes right now. So let's grab the next episodes of Woodcraft that we have. And let's grab... We have a lot of exposure survival, and that's really good because that's what we need for trapping and fishing and stuff. And I believe foraging as well. So in we go. No, not through that door. Every single time. Every single time I do that. Pop in a new VHS. And... Wait. Did it put in the new one? It did not. How do I get this one? Wait. Okay, there we go. Now I can put the new one in. I actually haven't used the VHSs very much in this game. So. The images I keep fixating on are him dying in a very similar way to his brother and Fingolfin leaving Mandos mid-Second Age and realizing Finarfin isn't there. One of my other thoughts is that part of the reason he stays in Middle-earth is because he's foreseen the death he knows won't happen in Valinor, and he makes the choice to meet that fate. I don't think he fully understands why. That is really interesting. I like that a lot. It also feels very him. I don't know, like, it feels very Adderfinwian to, like, foresee a fate and then go to meet it. If that makes sense. There we go. carpentry level 2 and on our way to carpentry level 3. And this is helping the boredom and like the sadness too from all the stale food we've been eating. Let's eat this ham. If I was smart about this, I would be reading the books at the same time because that would boost the XP. But I'm not being that smart about this. All right, let's get that out. How did we... Oh my gosh, you guys. How did I get the... Do I have to turn it off first? I'm so confused. Oh, I should read directions, huh? Right click to remove it. Oh, I'm so stupid. Alright, turn it on. Play the next one. We're just having a little exposure. Or no, sorry, Woodcraft Marathon. Yeah. Fun and flirty Woodcraft Marathon. And the nice thing is that we have all these VHSs now, so if, you know, Lord forbid something happened to Galadriel, but in case something happens to Galadriel, we will have them for the next character. To catch up on skills. Not a terribly exciting episode of Project Zomboid, but hopefully cozy. Goodness, we've already been streaming for an hour. I did not make myself tea this time, though. Because it always goes cold. So, I just got myself a cup of water. Level 3, baby. I think that's all the carpentry. Yeah, that's all the carpentry types we have, unless we wanted to go to like Riverside and get more, which I don't know that's worth it. Because like, again, we're at level 3. It's not going to take us that long to level up to 4, so long as we do some other work. So I think she should be able to build some walls at this point. So we can start like securing the place. Let's get that tape out. And what time is it? Yeah, we got time for some exposure survival. Let's do it. It's still raining outside anyway, so. But, yeah. I was so relieved when I found out they had tapes. Because it really sucks that it just felt like... Because these episodes of the shows are on for the first week in-game in Project Zomboid. And it just sucks that it felt like that was 100% just missed free XP that you would never get back if you missed them. But I don't know if... I can't remember if the tapes are like a new addition to the game or not. But it's nice that they're there. And also the content is very silly, and I enjoy it. It feels very period accurate to like the 90s and the early 2000s of that like infomercial style of episodes of shows. It's just great. It's very nostalgic. Okay. I think that's enough of VHS watching for now. I'm going to stick these... I'm going to turn the TV off. And since the TV's in here, I'm just going to stick them in this cabinet. And time to fill up our water bottle. Oh, is the water out? It sounds like the water's out. Yep. Okay. So now we really do have to work on our carpentry. Damn. All right. Since the weather is shitty, we can disassemble some furniture, I suppose. Oh no, I think it just cleared. Okay, then we'll chop down trees. Where's the wood axe? I know we have one. Where there it is. Equip that in both hands. And I guess we will go chop down trees and saw planks and work on building up some walls. Because that should get us pretty high in carpentry. So, we'll go do that. Oh, she's getting angry. You already want another smoke? My lord. I feel like normally when I play characters, when I pay attention, they only need like one smoke a day. I don't know if it's like they get more anxious and then they want to smoke more. I don't know if that, I don't know the actual gameplay mechanic if that affects anything. No, we'll keep the chips on us. Yeah, I think the rest of this is all stuff that I want to keep on me for various reasons, but let's go chop down some trees. Oh, it's still raining. Oh, well. It's fine. We'll just get a little bit soggy. But I really want to get that carpentry skill leveled up. Exposure Survival sounds like a low-budget reality show. It's like Naked and Afraid, right? That gets canceled after season 1 because of a lawsuit. Yeah! You're so right. Oh, all right. Hi-ho, to work we go. Chopping down trees. This is going to make her really hungry, which is a bit annoying, but it does also really help raise her strength and her fitness. Which, speaking of, I have been doing that myself lately. I just, I'm coming out of a period of having really bad mental health and not taking good care of myself just due to, like, not having my meds and various other reasons. So, my physical health... Oh my god, can you hit the tree, please? Why are you not... There we go. So my physical health has just gone down the dumpster. Down the dumpster drain. So... I've really been in a period of, like, refiguring out what I like to do and just getting back into routines. It's been so fun. My roommate has taken up bouldering. She used to do it quite often. She just got back into it because we have a bouldering gym nearby. She took me bouldering. I think I was talking about that maybe on Artstream. It's so fun. So good for the soul because I am so bad at it, and I really think that it's healthy to just let yourself suck at something. Like, maybe this is a bit off topic from everything else that we're doing, but like, for real though, just like going and sucking at something for a couple hours is just, it's good for you, man. It's humbling. I was literally on like the kiddie slope, the one designed for tiny tots, and struggling. So, and I do like to blame part of that being like on the fact that the handholds are made for tiny little toddler feet, but I have tiny little toddler feet, so it's really just an excuse. But it's good because it's so much fun that I don't really think about the fact that I'm getting tired, which does mean I overdid it a bit, but also, it makes me want to go do it again, and it makes me want to work out in the interim to get stronger so I can be better next time. So, it's just been good. And I've been getting back into yoga and going for more walks, and I really do resent how, like, immediate the effects are in terms of, like, easing back pain and helping your mental health. When they say go outside, they're right, honestly. Like, it really does help. And it's crazy how much it does help. But I think the important thing there is just find something that you genuinely enjoy doing. Because otherwise it's really, really difficult to keep up with it. I support Lumberjack Galadriel's rights and wrongs. Also very glad that you're finally getting proper treatment. Thank you. I'm very glad I'm getting proper treatment. Like, for real, now the actual work begins. It's always so much work to like run around contacting different specialists and going to appointments, and legitimately takes up so much time, but it's completely worth it. And I know logically that like my My mood stabilizer has not fully kicked in yet, but I think it's just the idea of the fact that I have it has genuinely helped my mental health. So it's just exciting, and it makes me feel like I can make plans. It makes me feel like, oh, hi, Betty. It makes me feel like maybe I can actually get back into doing more things that I love. Like, I'm thinking about doing Tolkien Reverse Summer Bang. I've never done it because I'm horrible with deadlines and terrified that I will miss the deadline. And I think I need to confront the fear of the fact that I don't trust myself to hit the deadline, if that makes sense. I need to let her sit down. She's getting real tired. I think it's good. It would be good for me to confront, like, my fear of, you know, what if I miss the deadline, and the worry about my own self-efficacy. I think it would do me good because it is relatively low stakes. Like, it's not a work thing. It's a fandom thing. So it might be healthy for me to try to confront that and give it a go and have fun, you know? It's a long, rambly stream. But it's chill. Alright, she's hungry. I'm gonna go in and give her something to eat. I feel like I'm going to have to draw, when I do the Project Zomboid character, like, art stuff, I'm gonna have to do Elrond with the crowbar and the leather jacket, obviously. I'm gonna have to do, like, lumberjack zombie fighting Galadriel. I think that will be very fun. I love the idea of lumberjack Galadriel. Let's get... Oh, the corn went bad. Damn. Alright, let's put it... Oh no, where did I just put that? I think I just dropped it on the floor. Yep. Oh well, it's fine. I'd like to eat the watermelon before it really goes bad. Even though it's gonna make her sad. It's fine. We have, like, other stuff we can eat that will raise her mood. Still, watermelon is pretty sad, though. I will admit that. So she's valid. Look, Butch Galadriel. Yeah, I agree. Butch Galadriel. I think it's canonical, honestly. Oh, she's getting a tad weepy. Because we've eaten so much stale watermelon. What else can we... Oh, wait, how do we... Let's eat some gummy bears. I really have fed her too much stale watermelon. That helped a bit. All I'm saying is Celeborn is a lucky bastard. Yeah, you're so correct. You are so correct. I think they're a very underrated ship. And I will say this, just in general, I think it's partially due to the fact that they are a straight ship. I am queer myself. I'm just saying a pattern that I've noticed in the fandom. Straight ships do not get enough love unless they are somehow queerified by the fandom at large. They just don't. Like, I remember years ago when I was first getting into the fandom, nobody was talking about Elrond whatsoever. And more people talk about Elrond. I think, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think that's my fault for all the art and all the fic that I've put out about them. I've just noticed an uptick in Elrond love in the past, like, couple of years. But there's still not enough love for, like Galadriel and Celeborn, for even, like, Fëanor and Nirdanel get sidelined by a lot of people. And, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, and it's, people like what they like, and it's perfectly fair. It's just a pattern that I've noticed, and especially a pattern with, when it's, like, a cis woman. I don't know, they get, for some reason, fandoms really love to just minimize cis women, and like cis straight women, I should say. Because like I listen, I do love interpretations of Arwen and Eowyn that are queer. However, I find it weird that they so often, like, their canon ships with men so often get sidelined for, like, either shipping them with each other or shipping them with other women. And it's fine. Again, people can like what they like. It's just a pattern that I've noticed that fandoms generally do not like straight ships. And they don't really like reblogging content for them, and they don't, it's just, there's not as much interest. And a pattern, especially with like the Lord of the Rings fandom and the film fandom, that I've noticed. And it's fine for space to be overwhelmingly queer. I'm queer myself. Let me reiterate that. It's just, oh, it's a pet peeve of mine, I should say, when people really like to ignore straight cis women in fiction. It's a pet peeve of mine. I can't even explain why. It's just, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. Like I said, rambly stream. It's a thought that's been percolating for a couple years that I still haven't really figured out how to vocalize coherently. Partially because I just don't talk about it, because I know it's not something that people are... It's not something that would land well in the spaces that I am in. So here I am on YouTube rambling about it, but... I wonder, part of it maybe just because of my own bisexuality and the fact that I might be extra sensitive to it because I am bisexual, and so the second that, like, I date a boy, it's like my queerness is somehow erased because I'm dating a boy, and I'm somehow less interesting, etc., etc. It's one of those patterns. The biphobia. So I think maybe that's part of why I'm extra sensitive to it, but if that makes any sense. I'm gonna put her to bed. I'm gonna stop yammering and put her to bed. That's a very valid take, but to be fair, I think with Tolkien specifically, some of that just comes from how he writes women sometimes. Like, I do love what authors like you have done with Celebrity, but I can't deny that Sel's canon story makes me really uncomfortable. Oh, 100%. 100% agree. The thing that irritates me about Celebrian's story is, and this is going to be slightly spicy, is just that I don't... Why did she wake up at 2:30 a.m.? Okay, I guess we're going to sit in the dark and you guys are going to listen to me ramble about Celebrian for a little bit. But... oh my god, she's so bored. Wait a second, we have to find something to read. Okay, sure. The thing about Celebrian's story that bothers me is that it feels like the only reason that Tolkien does what he does to her is to serve Elrond's story. And to serve his desire to sail west. Because there really is no evidence that Elrond would have ever gotten sea longing, and it's listed as his primary desire when sailing west, that he goes seeking Celebrian. And so it feels like Celebrian was put through trauma and fridged purely to serve like Tolkien's narrative of sea longing and the way that he wanted to deal with trauma, etc., etc. And I don't know, like there's several reasons why I don't like what he did to Celebrian, but for me, I think the biggest reason is that it feels like he only did that just to serve Elrond's story. Which is annoying too, because I feel like Elrond's story is better served by Celebrian sticking around until the Third Age. I feel like there are so many more interesting things. Like, I mourn the loss that we never got Gilrain and Celebrian interacting and being moms together. I think that would have been awesome. But, I I think part of the thing is that most writers who will pay attention to women tend to jump into things like femslash. I've seen stuff like that in other fandoms, and it's very weird. Yeah, well, again, I think it's part of it is projection because fandom does tend to be overly queer, but I think part of that is, I'm hesitant to put it this way, but I think there's a worry among writers that it's anti-feminist to put a woman with a man. And that's a very, like, turf take. And it's a very, like, I think people will recognize when you say it like that, oh, that's not true. Like, they're not any less of a, like, strong, independent woman if you ship them with a man. But I think genuinely there's that worry there with writers and characters. That a woman is somehow less interesting and less less feminist of a character if she has a male love interest. Which I think is total bullshit. And I think a lot of people, if you phrased it that way, would go, oh, that's total bullshit. But, I don't know. It's... Oh, Oh, no, it's on. Okay, I keep panicking and thinking the generator's out. I should refill it while I'm thinking about it. My spicy take on Cell is that I really dislike the orc attack to the point that if I ever post/write about her, I'm going to cut it out of a story. It's so cruel to me. And it's valid that other authors have taken that and made it something better, but I just don't think I can handle it. Honest to God, I tend to ignore it. Like, it's something that I would be interested in exploring in a fic at some point. Not the orc attack itself, but because I enjoy so much unpacking trauma in fics, like that's basically all that I do in my fics. It's something that I'm interested in looking at, but in terms of my own mental canon, I really dislike it. The only way that I even rationalize and or enjoy the context in which Elrond and Celebrian sail west is with the idea and the understanding that it's not permanent and they come back. Because in my head, I just cannot envision Elrond enjoying Valinor. He doesn't make sense there in my brain. His whole life is in Middle-earth, so it feels, except for Celebrian, everything that he has ever worked for, loved, and built is in Middle-earth. So, to me, it makes zero sense to have him sail west. And with him being Sindarin, again, I really don't think that he naturally experiences sea longing. I think it's just the influence of both Vilya and then Celebrian sailing. So, and I also don't think that Valinor is a magical okay, to be fair, this goes back to my my problems with the Valar. But I don't think that Valinor is a magical cure-all for trauma. I think that's something that is repeated often in a very wistful, how do I say this? Like wistful nostalgia sort of sense by older elves, older Noldorin elves specifically. But I don't think that it's true. I think it was a last-ditch effort in verses in which Celebrian did undergo the orc attack. I think it was a last-ditch, effort to get her to survive. But I don't think that sailing to Valinor magically made her better in any way, shape, or form. She still, in my brain, had to do all the trauma work just in Valinor and not at home. So, I don't know. I have a lot of things to say about that whole situation. Mostly I just think it's bullshit. And I don't like it. I'm interested in exploring it, but not a fan. Oh no, do I have a backup later? This is gonna be a problem. Don't tell me. Okay, good. I was gonna say, don't tell me we're gonna have to run around looking for a lighter matches. We should, because that's the only pack of matches that I see. I don't see a light or anything, and we're gonna need that. These are almost out, so we should probably run up and look in the mess that is all of the other containers I have shit stored in to see if I have one there. But also, Elrond is so linked to Rivendell, it breaks my heart to write him leaving and not coming back. Yeah, me too. And also, okay, other things where I go, this doesn't make sense for his character, is the fact that Elrond in the books overwhelmingly sides with the Sindar and the Dunedain as his people. And so it makes zero sense to me that at the end of his, like, quote-unquote life in Middle-earth, or whatever, however you want to phrase what happened to him at the end of Lord of the Rings, makes zero sense to me that he would choose to leave to be with an Oldoran half of his family. Like, I understand that Elwing is in Valinor and whatever, but he never really knew Elwing. He was, like, 5 or 6 when he left Elwing. And depending on how you interpret the Oath of Fëanor, then Maethros and Maglor are not re-embodied, so they're not in Valinor. He doesn't know anybody fucking else except for Gil-galad over there. And maybe Celebrimbor. And his grandchildren, and all of the descendants of his brother's line, and again, everything he has ever built for or associated himself with, is in Middle-earth. Like, the Sindar were not sailing west. A couple of them did, but they were not sailing west. So, it's just... I could rant about this for hours. It makes no sense to me that he sails. So, like, in my mind, what happens at the end is that he... I'm not aimlessly wandering around here looking in containers while I rant. I am trying to find a lighter. My headcanon is that he goes to Valinor, he gets help for the absolute havoc that being a ring bearer wreaked on his Fea, and then he sails back. Essentially. He goes, this isn't for me, dogs. And he collects all of the people who also don't feel at home in Valinor, and leads a second flight of the Noldor, but this time they go for love and not for anger and revenge. And they just return to Middle-earth. Okay, I don't see a lighter in here either, so we'll go check that one last dresser. And if there's not a lighter in any of those dressers, that's our very next thing that we need to find. Because if we can't, then she can't smoke, and she's going to be an anxious wreck. So. No lighter. Damn, okay. So we really are going to have to go looking for a lighter. Great. Mind you, I'm also pretty sure the idea of sailing away to Valinor is deeply tied to a longing to go back to pre-war innocence mixed with the idea of Christian heaven, which is cool as a thematic element, but doesn't really work as an actual setting. Yeah, 100%. As a Christian, 100% agree. To me, Valinor, like, the other problem I have with elves sailing to Valinor in general is that they were never meant to go there in the first place. Tolkien makes that clear in his canon, that they were meant to always be in Middle-earth. So I don't really understand, like... I don't know. I think Tolkien is maybe... there's a bit of, like, internal stuff going on with his themes of sailing to Valinor that are way more about Tolkien's own wish fulfillment than they are about... and desire to match his themes, rather than they are about any sort of coherent world building. If that's not too, like, shady to say. Because the elves were never supposed to go to Valinor in the first place. Like, they were supposed to wake up and guide the men. So Valinor is not their final destination. It was never meant to be. So it really doesn't make sense to me that there's this, like, esoteric longing to be there, and that's a good thing. I understand Galadriel's sea longing, because Galadriel once lived there, and that's where her family is. And for her, for sure, that's like a longing to go back to innocence and youth and to be at peace. But for characters like Elrond, or like, for instance, I believe Thranduil sails eventually to be with Legolas. I can't remember if that's true in the appendices or not. But that doesn't really make sense to me, you know? Ugh. Oh yeah, I was putting the empty ones. I need to go put this in the back of the car, actually. I'm gonna grab that too. If it doesn't fit the back of the car, we'll put it in the seats. Let's see, where did I park that? Over here. Man, why is it so gray outside today? I keep thinking it's foggy, but it's not. Or maybe it is a little bit. Empty gas can. Like in my brain, Valinor as a place is very, very static and would feel almost dead to Elrond because there's like, if you take it at face value, there's no rot, there's no decay, there's no change. It's a place like that's completely eldritchy frozen in time. Like things don't age there. So I think it would just feel wrong to Elrond to be there. Like he wouldn't feel himself. He wouldn't feel right there. So, and that's an opinion of mine. That comes from, like, it's not at all canon. I think there are plenty of other authors and writers and artists who have done wonderful things with Elrond and Valinor. To me, if I ever write my Elrond and Valinor longfic, it's going to be hell for him. Like, he's not going to have a good time. So, he will not be at peace there. Oh, it's foggy. Okay. Well, we can't really do much when it's foggy, so I guess we'll watch some more tapes. I can hear a zombie outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I think there's a zombie that's wandering around out here. But there's no way in hell that I'm going out there and, like, trying to engage a zombie in this fog. Absolutely not. That's just an accident waiting to happen, a bite waiting to happen. So let's turn on the TV and let's pop in. Let's see, we watched episode 1 last. Let's pop in the next episode that we have of Exposure Survival and watch it while we wait for the fog to clear. I also feel like you and have similar feelings about the Valar. I dislike them. Yeah, my feelings on the Valar are very complex. I generally dislike them. I understand where they're coming from in the sense that they are imperfect beings. I think that their desire to have dominion over the Firstborn is very strange. And maybe not necessarily sinister. I think it could be read that way. But I don't think it's correct. They were meant to sort of guide and sort of shape and create, but they were never meant to be like kings over the Firstborn. So I dislike the way that they seem to have essentially like governance over the elves in the first the beginning of the Silmarillion. I think that's wrong. And I think Tolkien would agree with me. I think that Tolkien doesn't see that as a good thing. What skill did we just build there? Where are we at? Probably one of these. Fishing or foraging. Okay. Looks like it's still foggy outside, so we will take that out. And pop in episode 5. And hit play. I also agree with takes I've seen that the Valar are flawed like pagan gods, but their decisions are treated unquestionable in a more Christian sense, which makes them very frustrating to read about. Yeah, I think the problem with the Valar is that Tolkien set out to create a mythology. And so they are flawed, like pagan deities. But I think the problem is that Tolkien himself does not seem to be able to dissociate the Valar from his own idea of Catholic saints. And so they're meant to like, they really do stand as unquestioned. And Tolkien himself seems to paint Fëanor in a really bad light for calling them out on their bullshit. So yeah, I don't I think Tolkien's very confused himself. And it's why this is why when we get into like discussions about rings of power, I have such little tolerance for people who are like, oh, but the sacred Tolkien timeline, the sacred Tolkien canon, like, I'm like, bitch, he didn't know what he was talking about with his stuff half the time. Like, he had so many, like, Galadriel's story has been through so many different iterations. He could never pick one. It's so tangled and thorny that when Christopher Tolkien was compiling Unfinished Tales, the music is getting so intense right now. This is really funny. When Christopher Tolkien was compiling Unfinished Tales, he has a note at the beginning of Galadriel and Celeborn, where he's like, my dad could never figure out, he never decided, I couldn't make heads or tails of his notes, so just here's everything I found, knock yourself out. Like, there is no sacred Tolkien timeline, and there's no sacred Tolkien canon. He contradicts himself, he changes his mind, some things come up later, and like from a outside perspective, is it still foggy? Let me go look. From an outside perspective, like, Tolkien himself, in the worldviews and the themes he wanted to present, even, is confused. So, don't get me wrong, I love Tolkien, obviously, but, like, I'm just, and as a writer myself, I don't think that he needs to be perfect and he needs to have had everything figured out. Like, that, I think that's putting Tolkien up on a pedestal that he never asked for. But yeah, that's why I get so testy when people are like, oh, the sacred Tolkien timeline, the canon though, because it's like, well, there isn't really much canon. It's a mythology. It's meant to be read as such. And mythologies are meant to be retold. That's the fun of them. They belong to everybody. And they're always, God, that thick fog. They're always going to change. So, yeah. Anyway. Oof. Really getting in it today with the Tolkien discourse. I also like Ransom of the House of Fëanor because it involves the Valar being forced to deal at least a little with how cruel some of those choices have been. Yeah, I agree. 100%. And I go back and forth with Eru Ilúvatar too. On the one hand, it's like I want to think that he is a benevolent sort of deity. On the other hand, I think he's sort of Tolkien has intentionally left him hands off and what's the word I want to look for? Like vague, and has kind of let us make up our own idea about what Eru is like. And I enjoy all interpretations. I enjoy like Eru fucking sucks. He's a horrible deity, and Eru doesn't actually exist, and Eru is a good god sort of situation, and it's the Valar themselves who've like misunderstood and or corrupted Eru's design. I like all of those interpretations, and I think they're all valid and they all have merit. So they're all fun to think about. I think I lean towards, probably because of my own bias, being Christian, and also understanding, I think, where Tolkien was coming from, being Catholic. I lean towards Eru is just a hands-off but generally good god, and the Valar have misunderstood his directives sort of situation. That's where I lean. And you do then run into issues of, well, then why has Eru allowed all of this stuff to happen? But that's where you run into the greater philosophy, real-world question of why do we have pain? And that gets very thorny, that I'm not equipped, not smart enough to answer. So, but I don't know. I'm rambling a lot, but enjoying it. Ooh, she's feeling a bit sad. I'm gonna go see if we have more books upstairs we can read, because we're getting low on candy. So let's go look. Well, but generally I'm very Valar critical. I just don't like them. I just do not like them. And I think Fëanor was totally valid. Oh, you know what? Let's read the farming book while we're waiting. I keep forgetting that she hasn't actually read any of these skill books. We did them all with Elrond, so that's an absolutely worthwhile thing to do while we wait for the fog to clear. Goodness. Getting real late in the day. Okay. I'm trying to think. I just can't believe that we've been to like 2 gas stations and we don't have any lighters. I am gonna hop over to the gas station that's like just next door to us and see if there is any sort of like lighter in any of those boxes that we just didn't take with us for some reason. And if not, this is gonna be a real pain in the ass to try to find one. But I'm glad it's been, I will say I'm glad it's been raining so much because that means the crops are going to do really well. So I don't have to worry about them for sure. It's been a very disorganized stream, but it's because new problems keep coming up. Hi, please blur your avatar. I'm afraid of women. Then this may not be the right stream for you. But hi. Also, anytime someone thinks the work of Tolkien is sacred, I think about the orcs and I wince. Yeah. The thing that I do respect about Tolkien is that he himself recognized that there was a hole there, there was a problem there with his world building. He just, in himself, never figured out how to fix it. But he was honest about that, and I do respect that about him. But yeah, there is that problem of Tolkien establishing in the Silmarillion that anything that is born, essentially, is made by Eru and has a soul. Therefore, orcs, because they're specifically referenced as being bred, not created, which is why, okay, this is a little bit of a rant, but that's why I take great issue with how Peter Jackson represents them in the movies, in the choices that he made with Isengard. Because they're specifically referenced as being bred, which is a gross word, they must have a soul. You know? My cat has come to say hello, so if you hear any meowing in the background, that's what that is. My gosh, really? Have we not? Okay, well, there's matches. That's not really what I want. I want a lighter because they're refillable. You know what? I bet, because I distinctly remember that when we were playing Elrond, you know, we had him set off a Molotov at his final stand. You can only do that with lighters, so I bet you anything we had exactly 1 lighter, and he took it with him and burned it. So, damn. Okay, well, we're gonna eat a bit of food. Oh, it's the world building hole, but it's more that they're racist as hell. Yeah, that is the other problem. I think a lot of people really like to ignore that Tolkien was like, for all of his virtues, you know, he was ahead of his time in some ways. He was a very decent human being. He was also a white man living in post-imperialist Britain. So there's that. And that gets very, yeah, there's some things. I've had moments reading the books where I go, ooh, ooh, both with the orcs and with the Haradrim. It's very sketch. It's kind of a yikes. And no, I don't think we need to preserve canon with that. I think there are some things, like, I'm very much not a literature revisionist. I think it's worth having these things around so that we understand that these were attitudes of the time, so that we don't repeat mistakes of the past. But in terms of people glorifying Tolkien, ugh. Ugh. Do I play Darkest Dungeon? It's on my Steam wish list. but no, I have not played it. But it's absolutely something that I am interested in playing. So if I do get a hold of a copy, I will likely play that on stream. I'm just kind of wandering around looking for stuff now. Again, we have another box of matches, but those are finite. I would really like a lighter. So she's getting eepy though, so we'll have to wander back. It's kind of a waste of a day. In terms of gameplay, we've had a great discussion, but I might check the storage units tomorrow and see if there's anything in there. Ooh, those corpses are getting gnarly now. I'm always surprised at how fast things decompose in this game, but then I remind myself that this is set in, like, Louisiana. Or no, sorry, Kentucky. In the summer. So, kind of makes sense that decay is sped up. It's kind of like Lovecraft. I think you mean without the racism. Yeah. And I love Lovecraft, minus the... Oh, no, you probably mean with Tolkien, with regards to Tolkien. Lovecraft with the racism. Lovecraft in general, I struggle with, because I love Lovecraft's works. I really do. I take issue with people who try to ignore that he genuinely did invent an entire genre of literature. I've seen discussions, granted on Tumblr, but of people going, well, we'll just ignore that he founded this entire genre of literature, which I don't think is helpful or useful. Again, I think it's useful if we recognize that people in the past had some really shitty views, and we're human and we're people, and we ourselves live now and are capable of having shitty views, and that we are still people. I think that's very useful to remember. But yeah, in terms of horror, I think H.P. Lovecraft is excellent with the tool of under-describing. Edgar Allan Poe is excellent at the tool of over-describing with horror. But Lovecraft's strength is in under-describing. And that's something that I really love to utilize when I'm writing horror. Just because I think that our own imaginations are often worse than anything I could ever describe. I think it's why Bird Box works so well as a film. I really enjoyed Bird Box, and that's because of the terror of we can't see what the monster looks like in Bird Box. That's such an effective use of fear. Almost missed the stream, oopsies. Well, you're here though, and I'm so glad that you're here. We still have like 20 minutes left in stream, or like 15 minutes. Mostly it's just been me and Summer Solstice talking about some really gnarly topics. And me ranting about stuff. Nothing very exciting happening with gameplay. We did plant our garden though. Right now, I just realized that we're running low on ways to light cigarettes, so I'm trying to find a lighter. But I do have to let her go to bed here soon, because she's real tired. We woke up in like the middle of the night, I think. Like 2:30, so that does explain why she's so heckin' tired. It's not really safe for me to be wandering around in that state, because the more tired she is, like the smaller the cone of awareness gets in the game. So that preps me to get into a tangle I may not necessarily want to be in. Let's eat a box of mac and cheese, just dry. How are we doing on weight, by the way? Oh, she's gaining. Sweet. Okay. So I don't need to worry about that right now. The next game I was thinking about playing for you guys on stream is this War of Mine. Because I'm really on a kick with it right now. I'm having a good time. And I think you guys would enjoy it. It's very character-focused. There's a lot of hard choices, hard moral choices. It's a good game. I very much enjoy it. A little bit grim. But I like grim games. Alright, let's put her to sleep. She's probably going to wake up super early again, but I'm not really worried about that. Oh, right, Galadriel smokes. Yeah. Yeah, she has high thirst, hearty appetite. She's a smoker. She's desensitized. She won't get panicked. Um, that comes from her being a war vet. That was the background that we chose for her. And she's also fit because, of course, it's Galadriel. So, all right. Woke up at 2 a.m. again. What is going on? It's probably all the candy that we've been eating. That's why she's gaining weight, which is a good thing. We want her to be gaining weight. We don't want her to be losing weight. Do we have anything in here that we can, like, waste time with? Not really. I don't want to go out in the dark. I really do not want to be wandering around out in the dark, so we'll just speed up time here. Hard moral choices. That does sound interesting. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with the game, the setting of this war of mine is you are in a war zone, but you are not playing as a soldier, you are playing as a civilian who is just trying to make it to the next day. So, and most of the characters that you interact with are going to be other civilians. Sometimes it's other soldiers, but it's mostly other civilians. So, it's a good time. Alright, I'm gonna set an alarm and put her back to bed. Took a sleeping tablet. I just don't want to be wandering around in the dark, but I also don't want her energy levels to be, like, getting super low in the middle of the day, so. Okay. Let's go get breakfast. The other thing that happened on stream that you guys may have missed was the water is now out, along with the electricity. So we're also going to need to be starting to think about how we're going to get water. Normally, when I play these playthroughs, I like to live by a water source, because that just sort of eliminates that problem. But since we're not here, I'm going to have to think about trying to build water collectors and, like, setting pots and pans outside to catch rainwater. That sort of thing. Okay. Like, it won't be a problem for a while, because as we run around, we can sort of fill up water bottles from people's faucets, and that will last us a long while. But for things like washing clothes, sterilizing bandages, cooking, eventually we're going to want... Where's all my fresh food? Where's that going? Have I really eaten through most... In the freezer. That makes sense. Sure. We'll cook the meat patty. And... I think that's really all we'll need right now. Boom. Galadriel covered in blood is honestly very in character. Long dresses and elvish jewelry, be damned, my girl can kill. Exactly. She's such a badass. And why does my cat always want to kick off, like, towards the end of stream? I think somebody messaged me, one of our buddies messaged me and was like, Malka literally closed stream last time. Like, apparently y'all heard a meow and then stream closed. Oh, she's so chatty. Such a people person. She really is, though. Like, the only people that she is not immediately very friendly with and upon them coming in the door is, like, men with heavy boots. So usually it's maintenance guys, but also, like, specifically, like, big men with heavy boots, which I don't know why that is, because she's lived her whole life basically with us, except for a very brief time. We got her off of the street when she was, like, a kitten, so I don't know if something happened maybe when she was a baby, or if it's just that she doesn't like the loud noises that they make. I don't know, but she's generally a pretty confident cat. My other two cats, one is orange, the other is nearly a carbon copy of Malka, a little brown tabby. Well, the tabby is pretty talkative too. But the orange cat is the most anxious cat I've ever had the pleasure of being a parent to. He is skittish at every little thing. Okay. We got our meat patty for breakfast. Stale meat patty, yum yum. Probably gonna make her sad when we eat that. Also, I do not need to be carrying around the wood axe right now. We were chopping trees earlier, but really need to be running around looking for a lighter. So. Is this vanilla? It is lightly modded. Lightly modded custom gameplay. So I have like the mods that I usually add in are things that like all the books are named rather than just being generic book. So like, you know, you can pick up the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft or Tolkien, etc. in the game. It adds a few clothing options. I have a mod that adds like canning in and makes it more viable than it is in base game. Just little stuff. Little quality of life mods, nothing huge. Hello. That crunch noise is so satisfying. Like, I might be a little bit bloodthirsty for saying so, but I really love that little crunchy sound. Okay, nothing in that one. Looking for a lighter. I think we have a sledgehammer. It would have been worth it to bring it down here to get these open. A lot of the really good stuff is going to be in the ones that are closed, but... But yeah, if we could find a lighter this easily, I would be very happy. Other gloves, tarp. Nothing that useful. Eventually I'll want to... Playboy, okay. Eventually I'll want to pick up, like, all of these boxes and crates and bring them with me to the hotel for extra storage. That's a much later game sort of situation. But... pretty quiet down here. Not as quieter than I was expecting it to be. We can check in here. Sometimes I've found lighters in, like, the office cabinets before. Also, glove boxes are not a bad place to try to find lighters. Because it's the 90s and people smoke in their cars. Wait, was there anything in here? No. I'm done. Lighter, lighter, lighter? Nope. Lots of bleach, though, which could be useful for later. Canoe paddle. Anything? Nope. Another Playboy bag. I don't know why people are sticking those in their storage units, but maybe they're thinking they're going to age well. I don't know. Be collector's item editions in 20 years. So much for that with the apocalypse happening. I personally like the only cure. It gives a chance to survive after being bitten. You can saw your arms off. You may survive, but not without a hefty price. Interesting. I think I've seen that one. I did not... I generally really like dead being dead. Because of how fast the Nox infection seems to spread. Makes sense to me. I can't believe we're wandering around looting again. Let's grab the empty bottle because we can fill it up for water. Since the water's out. It's kind of unlikely we'll find a lighter in a house. But came in here to fill up the water bottles. Since the water's out. Okay. Took everything we can out of that. Asperlity, you made it! Hi! We still got a couple minutes left in stream, yeah. Just hanging out. Wandering around looking for a lighter. because Galadriel is a smoker, and I realized that we only have matches, so... Oh, we'll take the magazine, because I don't know if we have this one. And we'll check the car for a lighter, if it's open. I like dead being dead. Is an interesting sentence when you're playing a zombie apocalypse game. Yeah, that's fair. Lighter. Nope. I did, however, see that there is a key on the ground. Which is great because this car has a lot more trunk space than our other car. It's not something I would necessarily want to drive around in the everyday because it's much louder. Ooh, okay. It's not... The 48% condition engine bothers me. Also, some of this other stuff would need to be swapped out. But I'm going to mark on the map that we have a car with a key here. Because, that's a useful find. Another empty bottle, my goodness. Okay. Police cars might also have a lighter in them. I know we were just in them. Okay. I'm not doing that right now. No. We'll go this way. That's not worth a lighter. Time to be sneaky.
I was looking at how much pillows just cost just for saying that. This pillow was on sale for $7. I literally kept waking up last night and having trouble sleeping because my pillow was so shit. And it was on sale for $7, so I'm sorry, we're still on stream.
I am on stream. I don't know if it picked up any of that, but my roommate just got home and was raving about a pillow she got. So because it was on sale. Oh, antidepressants. Let's grab those. What? Who is being that loud? Is it this guy over here? I don't know why he's, like, making all of those growly noises. He's making a lot of noise for being a guy sitting on the side of the house. We'll dismantle the watch. Oh, I can't. Damn. Okay, we'll leave it. I didn't realize I didn't have a screwdriver on me. I almost always do have one, but... Alright, lighter. Let's see if we have one in this house. Oh, we'll take that, though. I don't know if we already have it. I think we already have the tailoring book. Let's keep going. Nope. Take the milk, because that's really light. Take the beans and the corned beef, because those are good calories. Yeah, everything in the fridge is going bad by now, so no point in looking. I think our best bet for a lighter is still checking card glove boxes. Sometimes I know they spawn on zombies, but mostly gas stations. I'm just so shocked that, like, we've been to 2 gas stations and we've not found a single lighter. Chat is saying hi, Ellie. Hi. She says hi back. Let's check these cars if we can get in them. Nope. Try the other side. And we have been streaming for 2 hours now, so this is the last day that I'll play. Oh, okay, this one's open. Lighter. Okay, sweet. I manifested that. I do hear a zombie coming up, though. Where is that? Over there. Okay. Incredible how I always seem to find... Okay, you can sloop over to that side. That's fine. Incredible how I always seem to find exactly what I need, like, at the end of stream. Okay. And we're gonna just skedaddle out of here, because I don't want to deal with these guys. Yeah, the lighter we got. I'm so happy we got that. Because the thing about the lighters is, I know I've said this a couple times, but they're refillable. So now I don't need another one, provided I don't lose this one. I can continue to refill it with gas that we get from the gas station. So that solves that problem. And that's, unlimited smoking for Galadriel. That's, stuff to cook with. It's good.
Is a smoker?
Galadriel is a smoker. Yes. That was one of the traits that we took. She smokes that weed. You know it's true. It's a skill, yeah. I don't know why Malka always kicks off exactly at this time. Nothing ever happens at this time. She gets fed like an hour from now. So genuinely no clue why she always tends to kick off at 7. Okay. Home we go. And hopefully I don't run into any more trouble on the way home. Knock on wood. She's getting anxious, so we will have a smoke on her way. There we are. Oh, there's the guy that was wandering around that we heard when it was foggy outside. Let's go get him. I really don't like having people... I say people. People is a loose term. I don't like having neighbors, friendos, creepies wandering around the hotel this close. Oh, okay. Nothing really all that useful on him. And in we go. All right. Let's put some of this stuff away. I didn't fill up this bottle, so I'll just keep it on me, and the next time that we're out, we can fill it up. Oh, the powdered milk. The powdered milk is also from a mod. It's just one of those things that makes sense to me and that I appreciate, because there's after the power goes out, the only fresh milk that's available is like the canned evaporated milk, and it's just nice to have another option that, exists in the real world. Let's eat those. I think most of what's in here is stuff that I like to keep on me. We'll move the alcohol wipes, the books. I don't need the antidepressants in my inventory right now. I don't need those in my inventory right now either. And we'll read the West Point map real quick so that it gets added to our map. I would like to drive up to Riverside to get the video store there. That would be very nice to do. Maybe we'll think about doing that, like, next time. It's a bit harder now that the power's out, so the gas stations won't be up. But we can, like, fill up the car with cans of gas, and I think we should be fine. But let's go get her into the room, and then we'll close stream out. Okay. But yeah. Anyone who gets noises of violent pipe murder. Alright. This was a good stream. This was a very, like, rambly stream. A lot of ranting about, like, various Tolkien concepts. So, thank you, Summer Solstice, especially, for facilitating me in that. And thank you to everybody who showed up. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. We did plant that garden, which was the one main thing I really wanted to get done. We got the emergency broadcast frequency on our radio, so we have that for the future. We got our lighter, so... And we chopped a bit of wood, watched some videotypes. It was chill. So... Yeah, I stream every Wednesday and every Friday, health allowing and time allowing. I do gaming streams on Wednesdays, and I do art streams on Fridays. Both at the same time, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for everybody who's been chatting, keeping the chat active. It's so much easier to run these streams when the chat is active. So I really appreciate you. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see y'all on Friday. Bye.